Hello everybody and welcome to the V Lounge concept. So far so good. We have talked on various industry business verticals. Today we have got an opportunity to interact with a person who has got lot of software into his DNA. Apart from that, even though he is a software engineer by profession, his hardcore skill sets are into HR related services. He is no other than Mr. Yogesh Naik, Director Research and Innovation for iGatePatni. So Yogesh, on behalf of Wellinger, I invite you for this V Lounge discussion.
Thank you very much.
Giving a small introduction of this gentleman, he did his BE in electronics engineering. Later on he pursued his MS from BITS Pilani, and to the best of my knowledge, BITS Pilani is one of the most or number one industry or campus where only strategic think tank or intelligent people are only allowed to pursue such kind of courses at the MS level. Yogesh, correct me if I am wrong.
Sure.
Apart from that, he has done his executive PGDM into the field of management with specialization in human resource and finance, which is supposed to be a dual specialization as an area. He has not stopped his education. He completed his MPhil from Birla Institute of Technology, Mesra, and Department of Management, and expected to be completed in 2013. Again, he thought still MPhil is not going to give him an extra mileage, so he enrolled himself for the PhD program, and his title for research is Impact of Emotional Intelligence on the Effectiveness of Technical Managers in IT Industry and Empirical Study. Now, having a degree into engineering, qualifying for PGDM, pursuing his MPhil, and now by end of this term he should be able to complete his PhD. Yogesh, first and foremost question is, how do you relate IT with HR and finance?
Very nice question. Very nice indeed. Typically, when we say information technology, even on stock markets, IT companies are known as technology companies.
Yes.
But ultimately, there is a brain behind the computer.
Correct.
And if you look at the human resource, it is the single most differentiator.
Yes.
Even in the information technology. So when you marry the human resource knowledge with finance acumen,
okay,
in a technology oriented industry, I think we'll get best of all worlds.
So can technology become a sort of an enabler?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, as you said rightly, technology is enabler, technology is means to achieve your business objectives.
Okay. So it acts as a catalyst. Whatever inputs you give, it processes and gives you the output what is required for.
Absolutely.
And according to me, what little knowledge I have, because I'm not a person from HR, but it is the most interesting and delicate issue in the whole industry.
Absolutely. In fact, as you were mentioning, one of the perennial questions I had in last 2 decades of my career, when you look at technical managers, why every technical manager, each technical person is not successful? Yes. Even though he's a tech savvy person, and even being tech savvy, why the person is not successful?
Correct.
So then there is this angle of emotional intelligence.
Correct. Yes.
And how emotional intelligence affects the effectiveness of techno-managerial functions, even the leadership.
Yes.
So this was the
thought which drove you to get into and enroll yourself into the PhD program.
Yeah.
And it's going to be the most interesting thing for the people who are listening to us, because In Velinkas, we have got many students who are into the area of IT.
Okay.
And as you know, in IT, there are no proper structured man hours for working.
Yes, absolutely.
People have to work at late night shifts, and ultimately what is the meaning, what we call it as a work-life balance is completely disturbed.
Yes.
Now, how do you overcome such kind of problems for the young generation today?
Yes.
So
yes.
can you just throw some light
Yeah,
on
absolutely. In fact, as part of PhD, there is one very important stage of literature review.
that? Correct.
And when I was actually going through, because I have seen this concept of burnout,
Yes.
and when I actually got myself deep inside the literature review, there are some phenomenal findings. Phenomenal findings as far as IT is considered. In IT as an industry, the burnout rate is highest.
Oh.
And you have folks in late 30s, early 40s, and stressed out.
Correct.
They're looking for alternate careers. But at the same time, there are some folks who are still pursuing and still able to breach that barrier
Okay.
and go up to the leadership level.
Correct.
Probably the trigger for the stress is coming from the uncertainty and vast or very high speed of change as far as technology is concerned. So I mean, people who are doing, students who are doing or pursuing IT, one thing is constant, and that is going to be change. Change will be always constant, and you have to keep yourself up to date. I mean, flexibility has to be in your DNA if you want to be successful in IT.
Correct.
The only thing is you have to expect change and be ready for the change.
Yeah.